He and Mchunu are partners in crime. And let me explain what I'm talking. When he became president of the ANC in 2017, he was the chief campaigner of CR17 in KwaZulu-Natal.
So ran as SG on the slate.
Exactly. So money that was collected by Cyril Ramaphosa from all manner of dirty money that he went to court to try. The person who was handling that dirty money in KwaZulu-Natal was Mchunu. So Mchunu knows a lot about Cyril Ramaphosa dirty money.
Sure.
That's why Cyril Ramaphosa will never with Mchunu seriously. So this whole thing, they actually sat somewhere and say, how do we handle this? I don't injure you. And the deal is very clear to me. The nation now knows they have said they will never believe us when wrong.
Yeah.
So what do? We must guide in such a way that you keep your fat salary, you keep your chauffeur, you don't buy fuel, you live in the same
house. And welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial and sensitive topics in South African politics, the alleged secret partnership between President Cyril Ramaphosa and Minister Senzo Mchunu during the explosive CR17 campaign. There's a lot that the public never got to hear about those behind-the-scenes deals, the promises that were made, and the power struggles that followed inside the African National Congress. And in today's episode, we'll be unpacking how the then CR17 chief campaigner, Senzo Mchunu, was promised a position of ANC Secretary General, and how that deal fell apart in ways that still haunt the ruling party today. Let's rewind a bit. During the CR17 campaign, Cyril Ramaphosa was not yet president. He was a man fighting for control of the ANC, trying to unseat a powerful faction aligned with former President Jacob Zuma. To win that internal battle, Ramaphosa needed loyal allies in every province. And in KwaZulu-Natal, his most trusted campaigner was none other than Senzo Mchunu, a seasoned politician, and one of the most influential figures in KZN politics at the time. Mchunu played a critical role in mobilizing support for the CR17 campaign in a province that had long been a stronghold for the Zuma faction. His job wasn't easy. It required not only political influence, but also deep pockets and connections. According to insiders, it was during this period that money allegedly started flowing from powerful business figures like Matlala, Mogotsi, and others, individuals who were said to be sympathetic to Ramaphosa's presidential ambitions. These funds were reportedly used to strengthen Ramaphosa's internal campaign, covering logistics, transportation, rallies, and even behind-the-scenes lobbying within ANC branches. Mchunu was at the heart of it all. He was a bridge between Ramaphosa's national ambitions and the ground forces in KZN. But according to claims that have recently resurfaced, Mchunu wasn't just doing it for free or out of loyalty. There were alleged promises, power positions that were supposed to be his reward for delivering KZN to the CR17 camp. One of those promises, according to insiders, was a powerful position of Secretary General of the ANC, a role that controls the heartbeat of the organization, the branches, and the machinery that drives elections. The story goes that Ramaphosa himself or his close allies allegedly gave Mchunu assurances that he would take over as SG once the campaign succeeded. But as we all know, when the time came, things took a different turn. The SG position went instead to Fikile Mbalula, a shock victory that left many within the CR17 camp divided. Mbalula's win didn't just end Mchunu's dream of becoming Secretary General. It exposed serious cracks within the so-called unity faction that brought Ramaphosa to power. Some insiders even claim that this betrayal is part of why there's been quiet tension between Mchunu and Ramaphosa ever since. Let's look at what this means politically. Senzo Mchunu, despite his loyalty and early sacrifices, seems to have been sidelined in the greater scheme of the ANC's power structure. While he did later secure a ministerial position, handling water and sanitation, that role is seen by many as a consolation prize, not the political powerhouse seat he was expecting. And if you follow ANC internal politics closely, you'll notice how Mchunu's influence has gradually faded since then. His once strong base in KZN has weakened, his public visibility reduced, and his political tone more reserved. Some say it's because he still carries resentment over how things played out after CR17. At the same time, the CR17 campaign itself has never fully escaped controversy. Remember, when the campaign's financial records were leaked, It revealed that millions of rands had been raised and distributed across various provinces, often with little clarity on where the money came from or how it was used. Names like Matlala and Mogotsi popped up in those leaks, fueling allegations that big business had quietly backed Ramaphosa's rise in exchange for political favors. Critics argue that this blurred the lines between clean politics and money-driven power, and Mchunu, being one of the key players in that machinery, was caught in the middle, loyal to the cause, but also deeply entangled in the financial web that powered the CR17 operation. Even today, the legacy of that campaign continues to shape the ANC's inner battles. The supposed partnership between Ramaphosa and Mchunu was once seen as a symbol of unity, but now it's viewed by many as a case study in political betrayal. Mchunu's name is often brought up whenever discussions about broken promises and inter-party manipulation surface. Some insiders even whisper that Mchunu's public criticisms and private disagreements with fellow ministers, including the recent controversies with police leadership and internal party decisions, stem from long-standing frustration about how he was used during CR17 and later abandoned. This raises a serious question. In South African politics, does loyalty ever truly pay off? Or do the power brokers always find a way to reward convenience over commitment? As we move closer to the ANC's next conference and national elections, these old wounds are beginning to reopen. Ramaphosa is under increasing pressure from within his own ranks, and those who once campaigned for him, like Mchunu, are no longer standing as firmly by his side. The once strong CR17 alliance looks more like a scattered coalition of disappointed loyalists and disillusioned power players. In politics, promises are currency, and when they are broken, the cost is often greater than the deal itself. The alleged understanding between Ramaphosa and Mchunu is a perfect example. What was once a partnership built on trust, strategy, and shared ambition now appears to be a reminder of how fragile political loyalty can be in the ANC's corridors of power. The CR17 campaign might have won the presidency, but at what cost? Relationships were strained, trust was broken, and key allies like Senzo Mchunu were left on the sidelines while others, like Fikile Mbalula, climbed to positions of power and influence. So, what does this mean for the ANC's future? Will Mchunu make a political comeback? Or has he quietly accepted his place in Ramaphosa's shadow government? And perhaps more importantly, what does this tell us about the kind of leadership culture that continues to dominate South African politics today? Let's hear your thoughts. Do you believe Ramaphosa betrayed Senzo Mchunu after the CR17 campaign? Or was this just political strategy playing out in its usual ruthless fashion? Drop your opinions in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it insightful. Subscribe to the channel for more deep political breakdowns, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay sharp, and stay engaged. See you next time.